Welcome to the Inside Scoop. I'm CNET's Cara Boyd, joined by Senior Editor Seth Rosenblatt. And Seth, today we are talking about the debut of the much anticipated Google Pixel, the Touchbook Chrome.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this device first.
So this is the device that had the video ad that was leaked 2 weeks ago. It's a touchscreen Chromebook, the first of its kind. It's actually kind of interesting because when Google debuted the Chromebook several years ago, the very first thing I did with it accidentally was open it and touch the screen. So this is something that I think a lot of people, certainly I, have been anticipating for quite a while.
You've had your hands on the device, the laptop, for a couple of hours now. What are your initial impressions or thoughts?
It's interesting. The laptop has a different screen ratio than most screen ratios. Most laptop screens are designed at 16:9 because that's widescreen and it looks Hollywood movies look very good on it. This is actually a 3:2 ratio screen because most of the web is vertical. At least that's Google's theory. And so people will be scrolling vertically through their docs, through websites. And instead of trying to get websites to change to a horizontal orientation, which is going to be very difficult, they just decided to make the screen more vertically oriented. What's interesting about this is that I found that while I was typing on it, the screen was just a hair further away from my fingers when I went to go touch the screen than I've been experiencing with Windows 8 devices, which tend to be more horizontally oriented.
Did you find that the touchscreen was responsive, fast enough?
It was. Most of the time it was very responsive. A couple of times it was sort of wonky, and Google's Sundar Pichai, the Senior Vice President of Chrome and Google Apps, explained that was actually not a hardware issue, but a back-end issue that will be fixed over time as Google's Chrome OS, which powers the device, iterates. It updates every 6 weeks, so instead of waiting with Macs or with Windows for a couple updates a year if you're lucky, this gets updates every 6 weeks, just like your browser.
And another important point about this Pixel is that it's also one of the first pieces of hardware, laptop hardware, that Google has designed itself.
It is the first.
The first. So why is that important as far as where this company wants to go in the future?
Well, up until now, Google has only developed their own hardware for Android. And this is the first instance of them developing hardware that's non-Android, except for Google Glass.
Right.
So with this, I think what we're seeing is the first steps towards a unified Android and Chrome operating system.
Interesting. Where they can do the hardware and the software and do it all together.
Yes.
And finally, how much does it cost and when is it available?
All right. It's not cheap. The Wi-Fi only version is going to cost you $12.99 in the US, and that's available for pre-order now. I believe it's shipping in a week or two.
Okay.
The LTE-enabled version is going to run you a couple hundred more than that, and that's going to ship in early April, but you can also pre-order that now.
Great. Thank you so much. Senior Editor Seth Rosenblatt, I'm Cara Boyd. Thanks for watching The Inside Scoop.